Hey guys, Adam Lobo here from Adam Lobo TV. So yes, after a 1-year gap since the release of the Poco F1 phone, Xiaomi has finally launched the second generation version of the phone after skipping 1 year. So yes, in this video, I'll be giving you my unboxing and my full in-depth review of the Poco F2 Pro, so let's check it out. Like the first generation, the box comes in black and yellow theme with a new brand Poco instead of Poco phone on top, the F2 Pro in the middle, and 5G below as it is a 5G smartphone. Then you'll find the specs of the phone at the side of the box. Opening the box, you will be greeted with a yellow box which contains the SIM ejector pin on the outside and a user guide and a hard clear phone case over there as opposed to a typical soft phone case, so good job Xiaomi. Then you'll find the phone itself. Underneath you'll find the USB-A to USB-C cable and the 33-watt charging adapter. Now taking a look at the specs, the Poco F2 Pro comes with a Snapdragon 865 chipset. It has the Adreno 650 GPU. The variant that I have is a 6 gigs of RAM with 128 gigs of storage, but it is available in 8 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of storage, which is using the UFS 3.1 storage. Then it comes shipped with Android 10 with MIUI 11. Now going into the color finishes, it comes in 4 colors for you guys to choose from. The one which I have is called Cyber Grey, which look very nice as many smartphones are having this kind of a matte glass kind of finish, which I'm a huge fan of. Then it's also available in electric purple, phantom white and neon blue. As for the phone's design and build, my first reaction when I first held the phone was how heavy the phone felt at 219 grams. Yeah, and it is quite thick too, and based on the Jerry Rigs Everything video, it is because of the whole vapor chamber which is underneath the phone screen, which is quite huge inside, so that is actually a huge plus. Then the phone has a Corning Gorilla Glass 5 at the front and also at the back with a glossy sides. Looking at the cameras at the back, all the 4 cameras are placed in the middle in a circular camera bump in a fidget spinner kind of design with just the right size, which did not make the phone wobble when I was typing, but it does wobble if you press on top of the phone when it's placed on a surface. Then it comes with a flat screen display with the in-display fingerprint sensor with no camera notch, which I still love more than a typical IP rating as the phone comes with a pop-up selfie camera. As for the phone spots and buttons, looking down below, there is the USB-C port and the mono pharynx speaker is on the right. Then you'll find a dual SIM card slot towards the left with no micro SD card slot expansion, so keep that in mind. On the right, there is the volume rocker and the power button, which is in red. Then on top, there is the headphones jack. Nice. The IR blaster and the pop-up camera, of course. Now as for the phone screen, it has a 6.67-inch Super AMOLED display with a maximum resolution of 1080 by 2400 pixels. And overall, my whole experience with the phone has been great as expected, since I'm a huge fan of a full screen display without any notch or any camera hole punch on the screen. Now I just hope that this whole pop-up camera feature does not go away, as I've seen some other smartphone brands, OnePlus, which has turned the hole punch instead of the pop-up camera. Now looking at the camera specs, the phone has 4 cameras in total as mentioned. One is a 64 megapixel f1.9 aperture, 26mm wide lens, a 5 megapixel f2.2 aperture, 50mm telephoto lens, which can also convert into a macro lens, a 13 megapixel f2.4 aperture ultra wide angle lens, and a 2 megapixel f2.4 depth sensor. Now as usual, the 64 megapixel photos were great to get some high details and resolution pictures, but since there is no expandable storage, make sure to use it wisely and just stick to the regular camera shots, which overall was quite impressive with nice colors and dynamic range. As for the ultra wide angle shots, overall it did capture some great 123-degree field of view and the quality was nice, as you guys can see. Now I have to say that I loved how the portrait mode shots looks like, with excellent subject focus to background blur. Then as for the macro camera, it is currently my favorite macro camera, where not only it was great to capture details properly, because some other macro lenses in smartphone cameras had difficulty trying to get the focus right, and that was not the case for this phone. Then the night mode on the phone was also quite impressive, with just the right highlights and shadows to balance off the dark and the bright areas, but keep in mind that you can only use the main lens for the night mode shots. Then as for the front camera, it comes with a 20 megapixel f2.2 aperture. And looking at the selfie shots, here is where I was not as impressed by the shots for the front camera, as even though I've removed all the beauty mode and had a very decent light, but the shots did look a bit soft for my liking and the background was quite overexposed. Then the portrait selfies age detection was just decent, but as you guys can see that the background was also even more overexposed. Now as for video, the rear camera records up to 8K 7680 by 4320 resolution, making this phone the most affordable option for a smartphone which has that 8K capabilities, and you can zoom in the video while recording in this mode, which was really nice, but of course the image stabilization wasn't as great. Now as a person who loves high resolution videos, since I shoot 6K for all my YouTube videos, I could appreciate this, but the biggest caveat for this is the fact that it does not have an expandable storage, so this could limit you recording a lot. But of course the 4K video recording was amazing as well for all of the lenses, from the ultra wide angle lens to the main lens. Now there is also the super stabilization mode to get those extremely stable videos even if you're running. As this footage over here, I was running pretty fast, but the stabilization was truly amazing, but it does limit recording up to 1080p instead of 4K. Then as for the front camera, it records up to 1080p up to 30 frames per second, where the video quality was great, but yet again the front camera continues to be disappointing with just decent stabilization compared to the amazing quality that the rear lens gives. Now as for the phone speaker, it has a single mono firing speaker with great clarity and a decent volume at a maximum of 89 dB, and here is a quick sound test. Now as for the phone software, it is shipped with Android 10 with MIUI 11. Now while there isn't any issues when using the phone from a day-to-day basis, I think that it is about time that the UI for the MIUI be a bit more cleaned up, as there are many Android skins who are getting better in terms of the overall software experience, especially trying to adjust to get what exactly you want. So for example, if I want to change from the virtual buttons to gesture navigations, instead of going to the home screen, I will need to go to additional settings, and then I need to scroll all the way to full screen display, and then I can change to the full screen gestures over there. And if you're wondering whether or not there's ads in the phone, at the setup process of the screen, you can turn it off if you want to, so make sure you don't forget that when setting up the phone. Oh, and you know how those iOS users say about how Android phones are horrible when it comes to social media situations like Instagram or even Instagram stories? Well, while a lot of Android phone skin has improved on this, the Poco F2 Pro's Instagram stories integration is downright bad, as it compresses the images posted even if it's a screenshot, so let's hope for a software update to fix this issue. Now looking at the phone's battery, the phone comes with 4700 milliamps of battery, and based on my battery test using the phone for the past 1.5 weeks, I got an average of 8 hours and 9 minutes of screen on time when I was at 9% battery with dark mode turned on, which was great since the phone has 4700 milliamps of battery instead of a typical high value of a 5000 milliamps of battery, so great job Xiaomi. Then the phone has fast charging up to 30 watts, and if you love wireless charging, you will be disappointed as the phone does not have wireless charging. Now as for gaming, I tested PUBG on graphics settings at HD and frame rate set to high, and the game did run well, with just a tiny bit warm, but it has been dispersed throughout the whole entire phone, so it was totally fine. And this is because the vapor chamber on the phone helps to spread out the heat instead of having a warm side typically near the camera area, so that is a great thing to know. So yes, overall the smoothness and the graphics when playing PUBG and even Gear Club was great, as it was truly a nice gaming experience. Now in conclusion, overall the Poco F2 Pro is surely a step up compared to the previous generation. Whether or not you can call this a flagship killer, maybe not. But if you don't mind not having the wireless charging, not taking a lot of selfies, and of course don't mind the MIUI 11 experience, you will surely love the perks of the phone, as it has a very good rear camera, a great battery life, a truly nice gaming experience, and of course the price, as the 6GB RAM with 128GB storage variant is going for 2,199 ringgit, and the higher 8GB RAM with 256GB storage is going for 2,599 ringgit, and I'll leave a link down below for you guys to get one. Now if you guys have been watching this video till now, thank you so much, and if you like this video, be sure to give this video a nice big thumbs up. That would be very much appreciated, and subscribe for more videos like this. My name is Adam Lobo, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. See that the background was also the background was also My name is Adam Lobo. Blah, 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 blah. Now in conclusion, Now if you guys have been watching this video till now, thank you. Awesome.